my question, Sheikh, is about the different angles being used by different institutes that is being used for the calculation of prayer. So in France, we have three of them. Some of institutes are using the angle 12, others the 15th, and others are using the 18 angle. So all of them are being widely used in different masajid, and yeah. So yesterday I was just starting my fast, my first day of fast, and I just came across a video on YouTube of a popular imam that he just dropped, saying that we should not follow any other angles that the most popular institute, which is the Paris Mosque, and he said that because it's safer, because the calculation of Fajr is occurs before all of the two others, then he said it would be safer to use this one for stopping to eat on Fajr, but using another one to pray, actually, to perform the prayer. So I'm very confused, and I would like to have to have your opinion.
Thank you. Bilal, thank you from France. Well, I follow the same time for adhan, for the prayer, and for starting my fast. And if you have a big umbrella, like a Muslim council, and they decided and they chose based on, they have some scientists on board, and they have decided that Fajr, dawn, begins at 3:30 a.m. That's it. So 3:30 I stop eating and drinking. At 3:35 I can pray my sunnah and then pray my Fajr and go to sleep before I go to work, or go to work right away. So as an ordinary person, a layman, I'm not required personally to make this investigation, because we have leadership. We have a Muslim committee, Muslim Council of the Scholars of France. So they have exerted an effort and they say this is the right time. I'm not blameworthy. If I don't have any of that, and I looked on my phone and I found Islamic Finder, and it says Fajr in Paris, for instance, at 3 a.m., follow it and you're not blameworthy. But when you say that you follow two different times, like you abstain from eating and drinking earlier and then you pray later, this is way little extreme, and it makes it just difficult for the believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala simply says, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ ثُمَّ أَتِمُّوا الصِّيَامَ إِلَى اللَّيْلِ. Bedouins and the people back then, they didn't have angles, they didn't have astronomers, they didn't have any equipments to determine, and they would go out. You know, the darkness of the night has become distinct from the light of dawn. They stop eating and drinking, and that is the time for Fajr. Until it has become the duty of the muazzin to declare, so people quit doing that and they just listen to the adhan. You have a timetable there to follow. If you follow it, you're not blameworthy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us what is best. And my advice to every person who is in the position of being in charge for the ummah. The ummah here, whether magnitude of people, or a small Muslim community in a small little town or village, or in a charge of a group of people, he must fear Allah the Almighty. And if he is not knowledgeable, he should consult the people of knowledge. Not because I have become in the position of the leadership, the Muslim Council of whatever, no mentioning names. And what is your job? I have a convenience store. I have actually 20 branches, big franchise. No, I didn't ask you about your source of income and what do you do for a living. What are your qualifications to be in that post to decide for the ummah? That is my point. Are you an astronomist? Are you a alim? Are you a scholar? Are you a faqih? The Muslim council, which is leading the Muslim community anywhere, should include those kind of people, because they will be in charge. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. Every one of you is a guardian, and once you become in that position, you will be held accountable by the Almighty Allah, and you will be asked about every member who is under your guardianship. May the Almighty Allah guide us toward His best. Years ago, when I was a chaplain at the prison in the USA, they already issued that Ramadan will begin, for instance, on Tuesday. This is simply the calculations. And then all of a sudden, Isnan, Ikna, they all announced, because we were able to see the moon, is going to be on Monday. Now, how am I supposed to inform all the inmates about that tomorrow is fasting? The person who pre-decided without considering the act of worship of the moon citation is blameworthy. You don't say 10 years from now Ramadan will begin on that day. Sighting the moon is an act of worship. Determining the Qibla, the exact Qibla, is an act of worship. Determining the exact time for each prayer, the beginning and the end, is an act of worship. And then when you become in charge for others, the responsibility becomes greater. You want to shoulder it, you should be fit.